We're back at our second episode. We're called Talk 21. And our producer here said that we have a series of questions that he wants to ask us, and he's going to call it Rapid Fire. So take it away.
Sam, tell me about staging, pros and cons. Do you agree or disagree? Go.
Oh, staging's a must. I'd say there's zero cons. I think there's the pros. Just it allows you to show the property with more space. It's in its best shape and form when it hits the public market. Staging is an absolute must. We do it on all our properties, except for the ones that are nicely lived in every day. But majority of the time, we're always staging our properties. You agree, Dave?
Yes, it's a must. Especially with these days, like we want to make sure we highlight homes in the best of lights that they can be. And sometimes when you don't have a fully staged home, you're looking at maybe some deficiencies in a vacant home, like whether it be painting or trim or whatever. So staging detracts and makes it look really beautiful. If it's not that, we've also started introducing virtual staging, which has been also very good. But there's nothing like walking into the home and you have all the furniture in place and it's all done. And we've been doing that for a while. We actually house our own staging supplies and furnishings. And so we do that in-house. The only negative, if you want to call it a negative, is the cost, obviously. Cost is always a factor. I mean, it's part of the business. It's part of making the listing.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
we offer it in-house, right?
Yeah, we do.
So
we
for
do.
us, we don't charge our clients staging. We've accumulated furniture over time, which we have in storage, that we always offer to our clients whenever they're listing with us.
Yeah.
And stop right there. Rapid fire for you. Home inspection. During COVID, they didn't want it, they didn't need it because it was just selling so quickly. Now you need it. Do you agree? Is a home inspection mandatory or not?
Home inspections are definitely something we've used as a tool to make our clients feel comfortable about what they're buying, and it's a good swing where now we have that opportunity on some of the listings out there to get a home inspector to do them. Are they the end all and be all of a transaction? No. I mean, everything's fixable. A lot of the things that come through a home inspection are more things that are not that grave of a repair. So with that being said, they can be taken care of even after closing, but it's good to give our clients a peace of mind again, because when it was so hot, we were just buying properties and people were just doing this blindly. So it's nice to have the home inspection. It's good to give the clients that option to really take a good look at their home, not just on a whim put an offer in because there's an offer night being offered.
Now, do you think it's important when you're listing a property to have a pre-home inspection done?
Interesting. I think a pre-listing is good. Like a home inspection for a listing is good. If you have a beautifully, fully renovated home and you're buying a house that's going to be done and you don't want to have to do anything. For those that are just, they're going to tear the house apart and do a full renovation, I don't think it's relevant. I mean, as long as you, I think the big parts of the home inspectors, you get a qualified home inspector that has the thermal imaging, so we can see what's going on for moisture and potential water seepage in basements. Definitely important to look at attics. We want to make sure that in the attics we don't have any mold spores and leakage from faulty roofs. Those are the key parts, in my opinion. Other than that, everything else is more smaller repair bills that are expected with home ownership. Because, I mean, even a home inspection that shows everything's good, 6 months down the road, a furnace that's 10, 15 years old may not make it anyway. So it's good to give the satisfaction and the peace of mind for buyers. But, I mean, we were doing deals without them before. So is it that important? I would say 50-50.
Cut. For you, do you think technology is going to play an enormous role in the progression of real estate?
Absolutely. I think if you're not using technology to the best of your abilities, basically you're going to be extinct. That's why we're here today.
And that's why we call
Stepping up the game.
And
at
that's why we
Talk
call
21.
it. Yeah.
With our producer, TTL Films. Little shout out there.
Let's go. For you, question, real quick. Short-term rentals. Do you agree it's a good thing, Airbnbs or not?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, short term.
How do you feel about Airbnbs?
I feel that it gives, like Airbnbs and these short-term rentals are a good option for people to explore travel, and it's a nice way for landlords to make some income, greater income on the short term. I'm not sure. Like, I mean, we do mostly long-term rentals in our business, so it doesn't really affect us per se. Like, I mean,
Define long-term rentals. What's long-term rental?
long-term rentals like
1 year.
minimum or even minimum 6 years. Somebody in term trying to like transitioning between a house.
6 months.
Oh, what did I say? 6 years?
years.
No, six.
Years.
No, I meant 6 months. Sorry, I
6
meant 6
months,
months. Like short-term rentals, long-term rentals. Yeah, like I mean, 6 months minimum, maybe a year, and like depending on the situation.
Yeah, usually our lease agreements are for 1 year. But
Right.
there could be the expectation where someone needs something for a short period of time, but we don't really deal with short-term rentals. But there is a really good aspect for potential earnings for investors.
And
sure.
now, pick up on that for you. Do you think Airbnb ruins a neighborhood or a community because of the constant flip of owners?
Yes, I think Airbnbs need to be controlled. They need to be in a certain environment in certain neighborhoods because
Should they have passed legislation on it a long time ago? Because still, it's a very broad spectrum.
it's yes, I agree. It's because I don't do it often enough. I mean, I don't get involved in it at all. I don't really know the rules and regulations, but I definitely think that Airbnb should be
More regular. Sure.
regulated and maybe in a certain area because I know I definitely wouldn't want my neighbors doing Airbnb,
Right.
and neither would you.
Yep. So that's what I would
And that's
say.
what the main problem is, right?
Yeah.
That's why a lot of these issues came up because people were buying these properties and just Airbnb and everything.
Right.
And neighbors were very upset about it because the turnaround, the parties, all the bad stuff that comes with the short term.
Yeah, I mean, I personally wouldn't want an Airbnb in my backyard. So
Here's one of the most commonly asked questions on
Yes.
Yahoo.
Yeah.
One of it is, the housing market is unattainable. I can't even get a mortgage, so I can't use it as an investment property. However, the commercial space is still within the realm of I can do it. Should people do it? Should people not do it? That's my question.
well, the swing of the market with regards to real estate, we've seen housing market go through the roof, and people are gravitating towards commercial real estate too. I think it's all good. Like real estate as a whole, you can't lose out. I mean, in the long term, it's like tested, proven to make money. The good thing about commercial realty is regulations regarding tenancies are a lot more favorable for a landlord. So defaulting on a rent payment or not following rules and guidelines that are outlined in an agreement, you can easily deal with the tenant that way. Where the residential side, it's a bit more difficult. It's highly regulated. But all in all, it's based on comfort level. Whatever buyers are ready to jump into, it's fine because both of them are profitable. And I think that if you're ready to do it, this is a good time. Like, the volume's a little bit down, so prices are stable, but there's an opportunity where you're not like competing all the time like we were in the past. So
Last question. I just thought about it. Hottest topic. People don't know what to do. Sam, should people buy a condo or invest into a house? Which one is the better option now in this market?
So, well, the way I look at it is if you're investing in so they're both amazing. If you can invest in real estate. But depending on your budget, obviously, buying a condo, you're going to have a lot more to choose from. There's a lot more inventory out there. And I honestly think right now that there's good buys in condos. So I would say right now in the current state that we are in, the market, it's definitely favoring buying a condo because you have more to choose from. The prices have softened a little bit where, you go into residential house, townhouse, those are the properties that are supposed to be affordable. They're all going to multiples with big numbers still. So I would definitely say right now where the market is, it's definitely, I would definitely push clients depending on the budget for a condo.
And also, if I could interrupt, with regards to condos versus freeholds or whatever it may be, it also depends on the buyer and the investor. Like if you don't want any risk with regards to maintaining a building and maintaining a freehold house, condos are easy. Like you're going to get a tenant that's going to respect condo rules. They're less hands-on work, easy to maintain. Where when you deal with a freehold, you're dealing with maintenance issues and you're dealing with groundskeeping and it's more pricey. So like it might be a factor. So I guess it all depends on
the
the
buyer.
risk averseness of the buyer and what the buyer wants, how much they want to be involved in maintaining it. There's always an amount of involvement, but sometimes a little bit less with condos.
Yeah, I'd say the ROI on a condo is much better right now.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Really?
Yeah, because the rental rates are very, very high. If you're looking for condos, I'm thinking the GTA here, like I'm thinking Toronto. The rents are really high, and you're paying way less for the property compared to a freehold.
yeah, but
right?
you gotta be like maintenance fee is going to be a big factor too. So you never know where that's going to be. I think every deal is going to be unique.
Absolutely.
you gotta run the numbers and you gotta see where the cap rates are on these items. And
Like on a condo downtown, if it has a pool in it, what could the amenities run you? 500 a month?
yeah, I mean,
No,
500 a month is a really good.
that's like the starting rate when the
Yeah.
builders sell them.
Yeah.
But anything with a pool, that's where
What are you looking at?
your maintenance skyrockets. Depends on the age of the building, but even like a entry level 600 square foot unit, you're looking at with a pool, it's going to be around $600-$700 a month.
Yeah,
So
at
what
least.
would you charge a tenant rent per month in this kind of a building?
Well, for like any one bedroom right now in the GTA, like you're over 2,000 a month. So like for a one bedroom in the GTA, you're over 2,000.
I'd say
like
well over 25.
yeah, like that.
For
I'm
one
just
bedroom?
Yes. Yeah.
depending where, obviously, yes. Like in a new development, a newer building that's like fresh and clean, you're spending 24, 25 a month,
Yeah.
roughly. Two bedrooms, you're in the 3,000 range already.
Yeah,
So it.
So you're not going to really, if you're the buyer, the investor, you're not going to be cash flow positive then. Because the condo is going to cost you a pretty penny if you're approved for a mortgage, plus the amenities, plus all of the fees that are going to be associated. Are you
depend-
cash flow positive?
Depending how much you put down, right? Depending on how much you put down. That's why I'm saying with the rates, with how much these one bedroom condos are bringing per month. I mean, you'd have to work out the numbers, but the ROI, you may break even right now, depending on the rate. What the rates are today.
Maintenance fees.
Maintenance fees, you got to take that into consideration. But if you're looking for an investment, I would say, try to look for a condo that doesn't have a pool. Keep the maintenance.
But not only
fees low.
that, not only that, you got to remember we're not looking at the short term. We got to look at the asset appreciation.
That's
so
right.
even with regards to the property being expensive now, and maybe your return on investment's not that high, we're looking at like cap rates maybe below 5. And if that's the case, you want the asset appreciation, and like the GTA in a whole is gonna flourish again, even if we're in a bit of a slump. When we hit an upward swing again, and we see increases again. The upside on selling is we can't attribute the exact amounts to that, but that's why you buy real estate. It's not just the short term. You might have a small cap rate now that you think is not great, but you're waiting for the asset to appreciate, and that's where the investment really thrives,
Yeah,
right?
And
absolutely.
stop right there.
Thanks for watching. That closes off our second episode. Looking forward to more, and you can find us at C21 Fine Living Realty,
And at Sam Genova Real Estate,
and that's
a wrap.
Talk 21.
Talk 21.